All right, guys. We've got Classic in the top left side of the map, REYNOR in the bottom right side. And what tournament are we commentating today, ladies and gentlemen? What tournament is this? It's RSL. No, it's not. It's Maestro's group stage. Had a mental blank there. It's a best of 5 here because as you get to the kind of decider and elimination matches, they are all best of 5. So it's going to be a big match here in Group A. In the online portion of Maestro's. Of course, for those who don't know, Maestro's is a French tournament. It's a pretty damn good prize pool. The last one was one of the coolest events we've had in a long time. It was late last year, held in Paris, and it was awesome, man. It was such an awesome event to kind of watch from the sidelines and follow and all that sort of stuff. It was really cool. They had a live rap StarCraft show. They had multiple levels in this bar all surrounding the stage. The audience were very loud, very into it. Of course, only the top 4 players get to go to that live event, as it is a small kind of creator-run crowd fun event run by the Comeback TV guys, which is, of course, Coca, Funka, TKL, the French trio, and I'm sure many other people in the French scene that helped them out running such an awesome event. So really cool to be here commentating some of the online portion of the event. As Classic goes for the very conservative Gate Scout. Let's REYNOR get away with the hatchery first. The map is missing you today. Not a bad map. One of these TLMC maps where you do not have the map be exactly the same. The bottom left side goes down here to these very standard bases, whereas the top right has 2 gold bases up in the top right corner. Now, Classic is very conservative and very defensive. I'm trying to think about this. I'm going silent for a second because I'm kind of thinking, how the heck do you as REYNOR play against Classic? I think there's a few big concerns. Classic is actually just destroying his mining time, by the way, with that progress. That was really well done. REYNOR needs to pull this third worker off one of the workers off this patch and put it back on this patch. REYNOR's kind of famous for ignoring this and just forgetting, and that can really impact his mining if he doesn't correct that once the probe's left. Something I've been reminding REYNOR a lot over the last few months has been, once the probe leaves, fix your mining. Even if you don't fix it while he's there, fix it once he's gone. Otherwise, this could be very inefficient, as this patch is going to be mined by 3, this one only by 1. It's just a worker less efficiency, but it really does hurt. Anyways, point being, Classic's greedy. He's defensive and greedy, but he's also very capable of just hitting a Glaive Adept timing. And if REYNOR just goes +1 melee, greedy Zerglings every game, trying to shut down the Blinkstalker Oracle, and then try to play like fast Ultras or something, Classic could potentially also kill you with 3 base Storm timings, which he's very famous for doing. And I'm also curious, will he play Zealot Archon a lot? Because I think REYNOR is going to try to get away with like Lingbane Hydra, Muta swaps. I don't think REYNOR is going to play a lot of conservative Roach builds against a guy like Classic who's so good in the late game. I'd love to see him try and punish REYNOR by going Zealot styles rather than Stalker styles to kind of get ahead of the tech. Don't waste money on Blink Stalkers against a guy who's massing Zerglings. I know at high level the mining harass matters. Does that come into play for other players? Everything matters. 1,000 different things going on in this StarCraft game. How much each thing matters is going to vary. You can always do things very poorly, even at pro level, and still succeed, as long as the other things you do well. So how much does each thing matter? A little bit. And when you stack all the little things together, adds up to a lot. Any one thing is not worth getting your knickers in a knot, but for a pro gamer, when it's something consistent in the early game like this, it is worth fixing. And he actually has fixed the mining in his main now, so he did notice eventually, which is good. Great thing about RTS is there's about 1,000 areas you can choose to optimize. You don't have to. It's purely up to you. Okay, Oracle's coming down. Queen's pushing these Oracles away. Ooh, watch out, drone. Queens are going to come forward. So one drone does get picked off, and those Oracles going north. Third base over there coming up. It was slightly delayed by the Zerglings. The Evo Chamber does come down. This is not really surprising, is it? He saw the Evo Chamber placed as well. And it is charge. It is charge. Charge into Templar Archives. And I think this is reactive from Classic after seeing that Evo Chamber. So it's exactly what I was saying. Is I think going charge is just the perfect way to play against REYNOR, who's not wanting to play Roach builds very much. And on a big map like this, I don't think a roach push is that scary either, which is normally the thing you're worried about if you play Zealots. Zergling's getting good trade-offs. He's picking multiple probes away. And, oh, Reynor takes a fourth on the gold on the right. Dude, I'm telling you, the greed. Because he knows Classic is such a defensive guy. How do you punish a defensive player? Well, you play super greedy. You know that he's unlikely to pressure you too hard. As long as you feel confident defending the Glaive Adepts that he likes to mix in, just get a super greedy start, harass him with Zerglings while macroing up super duper hard. Take a 5th base, then go for Hydra Ling Bane and just swarm him. Think about where does Classic's 4th go. You could take it down here, but then there's so many, this like big angle here and here to attack from, not to mention the natural. More likely he takes the 4th there, but then Reynor could come with Hydra Bane from that ramp, this area, this ramp, which is quite big once he opens the rocks up, and into this base here. That's a lot of spread. That's a lot of area where you can avoid Psystorm by spreading your units across a large area. So I think Reynor has got the Baneley Nest on the way. Lair finishes up. I'd love to see that Hydra Den. Let's go to Reynor's camera now, guys. So we're on his camera. Moves the Spore around. Hydra Den does go down. He puts 3 workers on gas in the main. You can see he's just managing his resources really nicely. He does need to build a few more Overlords as he's almost supply blocked here, and it does feel like he's a little slow to move his workers to the correct bases, but he's already on 6 bases and he's got a gold up. Oh my gosh. Okay, a little dangerous with that transfer. I gotta say, he is lucky that Classic didn't see that. Stasis and Spore go down. The Oracle, sorry, Oracle kills, Sporecrawler kills the Oracle before the Stasis gets off. And now the gold base is mining and he's going up to 6 casters, 6 bases. Wow. I mean, if you don't do damage soon as Classic, you're kind of screwed. Groove Spines and Hydras are on the way right now. Ling's going forwards across the map. Zealot Archon coming in. Ling's going for a bit of a surround here. The Zealot Archon's going to be hard to deal with, though. He needs a lot of Banes to deal with the Zealots, Hydras to deal with the rest. Good thing for Reynor here, he doesn't care about losing this hatchery. He's happy to trade here on the other side of the map here with the Zerglings, especially if they have a surround. The question is, can he defend the Zealot Archon? Baneling's getting some juicies. Oh, some good hits there. One Hydra does get stuck on the front line. It goes down, but the Zergling Hydra, if he gets rid of these Archons, this is such a big advantage for Reynor. And he's going to be able to. He's going to be able to take down the Archons, I think. Oh, the Archons. Can they escape? Zerglings coming in and going to try and hunt this down. 30 shields on one, 100 on the other. And these Zerglings should be able to take care of those Archons. That is a massive, massive trade for Reynor. Trades a hatchery, but he kills so much. He trades 800 resources more efficient. He has a gold base going. He's on 80 drones. He does need to remember Bane speed. That's the one thing he's forgotten in the action. The heat of everything going on. If he has Bane speed, it's pretty much lights out already. I mean, he's just played a very greedy start, and I think in hindsight for Classic, probably should have gone Glaive Adepts in game 1 to set the pace against Reynor. You can't let Reynor feel comfortable. If Reynor gets away with even a little bit of greed, once he's got momentum, he is an unstoppable force. A couple of Zealots and High Templar here. He has to storm the left as well because he's worried about the Lings around. That's what makes Reynor so good in these scenarios. His Lings will dart in from the flanks and bait so many Psystorms. Now, Reynor's not built a hatchery down here, but he's remembered Baneling speed. He's got so many bases, I don't think it matters too much. It'd be nice to rebuild, just use that as a macro hatchery though. We do have a Zealot drop going down at the bottom left. Few High Templar, Archon Zealots trying to defend here. Fleet Beacon's on the way. Classic wants a mothership to save the day. I don't think he's going to make it that far. That's a little bit wild. Cannon Battery trying to defend on this side with the High Templar. Up here, I like that. I like that he goes out to ambush this. Tries to initiate the fight, does Classic. And Reynor actually reactively clumps up his units more than he should. Zealot Drop's going to come in down here and hit this natural as well. Ooh, okay. Watch out. Needs big storms. Oh, these High Templar, dude. Throws a storm on the bottom. Another storm goes down. It's just Archons trying to defend an avalanche of Lingbane Hydra right now. And Hydras do pretty darn well against Archons, especially when there's an overwhelming number of Zerglings wrapping around them. Zealots come in, but the new Banelings are ready. The Pylon's getting taken out. High Templar is going to land a big storm, but the Hydras spread against it. The base is overrun. Back at home, 6 drones do go down in the main and the natural. Reynor has got to be careful about not taking too much damage behind this. His Lings will come back and deal with those Zealots, though. And did the Warp Prism die? It looks like the Warp Prism might have recalled home there. No, that's a new Warp Prism. The other Volt Prism maybe went down. Archon Zealot trying to rotate here. High Templars trying to hang on. The Hydra's coming forward. Storm does go down. Nexus has fallen as well. Ooh, I think this is just too hard. I think Classic's doing a pretty good job of trying to defend, but even if he sends Zealot counters around, the creep's going to spot it way too early. It's not really a compositional error. It's just Classic here. Let REYNOR get away with a REYNOR opening. And REYNOR openings are famous for being way, way, way greedy. And the thing is, even when you hit him with Glaive Adepts, REYNOR will often come out in not a terrible position because he's just so good with his reactive micro. Like, there's never an easy way to just kill REYNOR because he's so good off the cuff, but you got to get that respect from him. Bane Hydra tries to roll forward. Archon Zealot does pretty well there. The Hydra Bane numbers are absolutely gargantuan. Queen's going to go down on that base. Banelings are here. Oh no. Not many places for these probes to run, and the Banelings just go boom boom. Zealots charge into the Banelings. No, not like this, Classic. Well, he does do some great damage on the gold base before REYNOR corrects that. Zealots much better away from the Banelings when they're counterattacking. Classic's got almost no economy though. And eventually, I do think the Zergling Hydra rally will be able to take care of these Zealots. It's just whenever they catch you and you guys are rallying in a few at a time, it's rough. But once the numbers get together, the Zealots do tend to get overwhelmed. One of the Hydras will go down. A few of the Hydras, in fact. REYNOR struggling to deal with this, but at the same time, he's got Banelings inside the main base of Classic where he's spreading his probes out. Classic with no workers mining effectively right now has to tap out. REYNOR, greed in game one, gets ahead, and just swarms with Lingbane Hydra. Very well played for REYNOR. Classic is going to have to do something to slow down that advancement. I think perfect builds to the next game would be if Classic goes Glaive Adept and REYNOR hits a big Roach Queen drop attack to kind of preemptively counter that. That could be perfect build planning for REYNOR. All right, guys, going into game two. REYNOR got away with murder in game one. Let's see what Classic does to counter him this time. Looks like it's going to be a Gate Scout. Again, the most conservative opening you could possibly do. Not my favorite. I think Classic can cut corners. Last time I saw REYNOR do a 12 pool or any form of like super early all-in. I mean, he did it again. He'll do it against Hero because Hero doesn't scout all the time. But as Classic, you scout so often, you definitely could be a bit greedier once in a while to get advantages. As it is, I think because REYNOR is a bit weaker at defending the probe harass, does pay a bit more back to the build than it otherwise would. This map's going to be Sanctuary 3, guys. I assume there was a Sanctuary 1 and 2 before that. Don't know what happened to them. If they don't exist anymore, they might not have really been such a good Sanctuary, were they? They weren't able to keep the people there safe. Mr. Depot, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Welcome to the Pigsty. Appreciate you so much. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Probe's going to be a nuisance, but REYNOR already correcting the workers, so not a big deal just yet. Nexus into Cybercore. And he's misplaced his pylon. Guys, there's a little marker on this map that tells you where to put the pylon. But he's put it too far forward, which means he can't wall off now. I mean, obviously he could build like, I don't know, a gateway here and then like another building here or something. But I think his best bet for this wall off is just wall off here with another pylon and then build like a gateway there. And you've got this weird choke point back there. But a lot of players mess up their wall offs on this map, having limited space to work with. They've become used to naturals with wide open, huge areas, easy to wall off and place your buildings wherever you want. Of course, if you do place the pylon one space further to the right than that marker, it could block the Nexus, which is why Classic was probably worried about that. Chat, are these going to be the ladder maps soon? Well, some of them will be, probably. I don't know which ones. The Team Liquid map contest finalists did end up winning, and I believe at least 3 of those are guaranteed to be on the ladder. Not sure which ones, obviously, will end up being there, and which ones from the rest of the Team Liquid map contest end up getting picked. Sometimes they leave a few maps from the previous season in as well. Sometimes they rotate every single map. I don't know, man. Stargate's going to come in. Oracle should be started. And of course, normally you're going to chrono that once you hit 50 energy here. Very typical opening. He does Stalker 2 games in a row. So single Adept into Stalker. Wants to deny REYNOR's vision. Keep REYNOR in the dark as much as possible. REYNOR Going to go to the right, try and delay losing this Overlord as long as possible, but it, of course, will inevitably go down. There's no way you get that to the dead space on this map. By the way, just realize, guys, this map, is this water down here? Damn. Look at that, guys. There's like, is that water or is that just magic dust? I mean, it's called Sanctuary. Maybe this is some kind of weird angelic Diablo sort of sanctuary. We've got like weird snowflakes going through the air like we're in like a JRPG. You know, I don't know what's going on. Third Nexus on the right side. Adept Oracle are ready to guard. Queen's ready. Third base goes up for REYNOR as well. So far, the worker lead is there for Protoss. The general benchmark that we give is that Zerg is meant to overtake Protoss about 40 workers. That's where you catch up and then overtake the Protoss a little bit in workers in an even game. It looks like both sides are very evenly matched. Now, are we going to see that evolution chamber? He didn't particularly rush it in the last game. I personally was saying he should go for a roach timing game 2 to counter the Glaive Adepts, but there's no Glaive Adepts. This is 3 Oracles into Twilight Forge. This is the most generic Blinkstalker build I've ever seen. After getting out-greeded in game 1, it feels like Classic is picking what I would consider to be the wrong strategic choice. It feels like your opponent got away with Crazy Greed. Now you're doing another build order that's also going to let him get away with Crazy Greed. I mean, you picked off a few drones. 3 drones, not a bad start. He's got an Oracle still guarding the third. 2 Adepts guarding there as well. Just seems a little bit generic, and indeed he's going to use a Pylon Stalker Wolf. This is a full diagonal wall-off. Lings can run straight past that Stalker if they try to, guys. Technically, if the Stalker's pixel perfect, if it goes down and to the left a tiny bit, he could wall it off. But players will almost always screw that up when it comes to actual execution. It is indeed Blink on the way. Lair's almost there. I think we're going to see a Spire this game, maybe. Hard to figure out what REYNOR's going for. Could go Roach speed and go for that Queen push we were talking about. Lings, as I said, can run straight past. You never want to have your choke point on a diagonal, guys. It's nearly impossible to wall that off. You just need to extend the choke point. So if you guys want to do that, how do you fix this? That fixes it. Yeah, now you've got an overlap. Yeah, just one more building there fixes that. Classic's got a Templar Archives coming in. Infestation Pit, Hydra Den. REYNOR's going to play Lurkers. Well, we don't see straight to Lurker play very often for pros these days. It's very rare. Now, did that Revelation spot the Infestation? No, it did not. Well, that's good news for REYNOR. As long as he doesn't see the Hive or the Infestation Pit, he won't know you're playing Lurkers. This looks like Hydraling Bane. Like, this could easily be Hydraling Bane, similar to the last game. And as REYNOR, you want him to think that, so that he's busy committing to lots of Stalkers, lots of Storms, and then the Lurkers come out and completely surprise him. Hive has now started. You really want to try and make sure he doesn't see that Hive. So if you can get some Hydras down here and actually stop him ever getting into the main again, that's super crucial here for REYNOR. Very quick Lurker Hive timing. Incredibly fast. Extra few gateways come up. Overseer goes over there. Oracle rotates to the right side right now. So Classic's 4th base. Still has no idea what's happening. The Hydras did not get down here. You do not want to let him see your Hive. Do not want to let him see the Hive, and that's why that Queen and Hydra are there. Yeah. Oh, he's going to see it, though. He commits. Super worth. Very smart move for Classic, guys. And he gets both Oracles out as well. Really smart. Immediately drops the Fleet Beacon and the second Stargate in his Tempests. He needs Tempests to defend this. If REYNOR had just 2 more Hydras there, or on the outside intercepting, he could have stopped him from seeing it, and it would have been a big delay on it, and that might have been game-winning. But REYNOR gets scouted. Does Classic have time to respond, though? Lurker ranges here. Hydra movement speed. Got a Robo on the way as well. 2 Oracles are there. 4th base gas going up. Nidus Worm on the way. REYNOR's going to go directly for the Rogue-style Nidus in the back door. Already a feedback on that. And Archon's going to morph. It's all about hanging on to get these Tempests going. Where are those Tempests? Surely Tempest before Mothership when you know your opponent's going Hive. Mothership's good against Hydraling Bane, and it's the priority there. Against Lurkers, Tempests are the priority. Lurkers already coming in on the south side. Lings on both sides. Stasis Trap's going to get off. No, it isn't. Barely gets focused down. Well played there by REYNOR. He's going to start sieging these cannons down. The Ling Hydra Lurker, very well played. If he can bust through the cannons, that'll be nice. The Oracles actually commit into the Hydras, and they do go down. Losing all the Oracles is a disaster. Oh, that Hydra. Oh, it dies though. It loses. The Hydra goes down to the Oracle. Great fight there. 4 classic Nidus going up in his main base at the same time. He sees it though. The Tempests are on top of it. These Lings trying to catch the units in the middle. They're not quite able. Units lost tab. Let's take a look at it. So far, almost 11 or 1,500 resources in favor of Classic. And this is the scariest moment. If Classic can survive this moment, he will be good. No Storms down here to buy time though. And if you can get a Lurker in that mineral line, that'll be great. He's a little too clumped right now, which means a Storm on these Lurkers is going to completely force him to unburrow, and that's a problem. There we go. Pulls away. Nicely done. Probe's abandoning the third base right now. Great position, but as the Tempests arrive, you're on a timer. As soon as there's an observer there, which indeed there is right now, there's one in surveillance mode, he could potentially start picking these Lurkers off for the Tempest. There are Lings from here, though. REYNOR trying to take out this Nexus. I think he can. He's already killed 7 probes. He comes in from behind. As the fight commits, the Lings come in from behind. Is this a bait? Oh, REYNOR, can he hold this position? Lots of Storms, Archon, Zealots, High Templar, and the Tempest overhead as well. It's a scary situation for both sides, but I think Classic comes out with a save of the Nexus. Does lose that High Templar with energy on it. But I think with Tempest overhead, and you look at the supply, that looks like it's the hold that he needed. There's no Evo Chamber upgrades, only now +1 range coming in. And REYNOR may have Hive Tech, but there's Tempest and Storm out, and Protoss has 4 base, 8 gases. This is the whole situation REYNOR wanted to avoid, and I really think this comes back to the Hive getting scouted, guys. If he had either a few more Hydras in the main or a few Hydras on the outside, I truly do not believe Classic could be ready for such an early timing. Beautiful scout. And the fact that he saw the Queen and the Hydra and he committed past it anyway, really, that is honestly, I think, a game-winning move here for Classic. Because don't get me wrong, REYNOR's not dead, but he doesn't want to play endgame. He's pretty good in endgame. I just don't think he can beat Classic in endgame. I'd give him like a 20% win chance from here. And it's his best chance is obviously to have a more mobile army. The problem is he's got to keep committing to Lurker, Hydra, Ling, Corruptor now. And realistically, ideally, you'd be on Ultra Corruptor against this army. But he can't just not build army because obviously Classic could come kill him. So he's got to try to build this army just to stay alive, but then also use this to try to trade off and find damage and slow Classic down. And the best plays is multitasking. REYNOR is faster than Classic, hands down. He's a much faster player. Classic's still incredibly quick. He's still very good compared to most people, but in terms of pro players, he's not the fastest. He's methodical. The cleaner the game is, the slower the game is, the more Classic's favored. The more REYNOR can force movement, get him out of position, the better that's going to be. Prism goes down. 3 Zealots do get unloaded, though, so REYNOR will have to send part of his army back, and I think just buying time here, this is not bad for Classic. Oh, careful, REYNOR. Careful! REYNOR gets caught in the north. He's not watching, but a quick evacuation for REYNOR. Good pullback. Good eyeballs for REYNOR. Very nice response. Ultra Cavern's on the way. Ooh, I love that he's making this transition. And a third Evo! REYNOR's doing exactly what he needs to do. So many players, they get stuck on Lurker Corruptor. It's a terrible comp. You can't make plays with Lurker Corruptor. You can just wait for the Protoss to hopefully misplay. With Ultra Corruptor, you can actually make plays. Obviously, it's not like it's the best endgame style, but there's a window, if you can get up to it before there's too many Immortals, where it's actually very, very efficient. Now, obviously, Immortals are already being built. Classic really knows his late game. He's much better than most Protoss players. He prepares for the endgame. But Microbial Shroud might be the great equalizer. Microbial on Ultras can be very good. Now, if there's one thing that you guys will hear me say, it's obviously, ideally, we'd be able to deny bases and trade earlier before that point. But the problem he's going to have is the fact that Classic's 5th base is in such a safe location here. Classic's going carriers as well, which is odd. Second Spire comes in. He's going to want double Spire upgrades. Where are the air weapon upgrades? Only +1 so far for Classic. Carriers are very reliant on those air attack upgrades, so he desperately needs to chrono +2 and +3. Cybercore idling. Slight error here for Classic. Of course, it's because he's busy making sure these Nidus Worms don't get up. Usually you just want to have cannons covering basically every spot in your main and natural. So an extra cannon here and over here would be very good. Oh, he's not noticed it, guys. Bit of a slow response. He does have air units coming back, but he also needs detection to deal with those lurkers. Oh, and look at this. This is going to open up another opportunity. REYNOR can run in the front as well. He's also got some things over there, but look at this. Army coming from behind could cause problems. Then again, he's going to catch the Archons with a fungal. The Ultras are going to start taking out the Archons, the lurkers. There's still one lurker in that main base. The Hydras did get cleaned up. Only gets one of the Archons. You want to kill this base so badly as REYNOR, but can't fight once the rest of the army comes to bear. Ultraling, honestly, should attack this base up here, I believe. The lurker will go down on that side. Nidus finally goes up in the back. But REYNOR's got +1 melee finishing, +2 carapace halfway done. Chitinous plating. He's adding air armor and air attack +2. And he's going hard into that Ultra Corruptor. Remember, Corruptors will wreck Tempests and Carriers. And Ultras can do fine against Immortal Archon with Microbial Shroud. It's only once there's a lot of Immortals, and if they either feed back the Infestors or they can get away from the Microbial Shroud and the Fungal. That's where they can do really well. Neuroparasite's also coming in. Potential big playmaker in the late game. Classic's definitely favored in the end game, but REYNOR is doing a lot of things very correctly right now. These Zerglings are basically free. Don't really mind losing these to kill a few cannons potentially. Tempests actually help against that, funnily enough. Spines cleaning up Zealots. We got 7 Ultras. He's making a few more Lurkers. 4 Infestors, 1 Viper. Probably going to mostly use that for abducting air units. Oh, what is this Mothership skin? I feel like I haven't seen that in a while, guys. That's a skin, right? Is that Purifier? Or is that the default Mothership and my brain's just broken? You guys let me know. Maybe I've been looking at one with skins too much. Anyways, here we go. Army's coming in on the north side. Here we go. Takes out a hatchery. Nice move for Classic. Remember, he's got recall. He can always use that to get out if he gets in trouble. As long as his army's clumped enough. Ultra Corruptor looking potentially for an engagement, but REYNOR's not sure how to take it. I think this, like, when he moves forward like that, it's one of your best opportunities. It's just hard. With only 11 Corruptors, he knows he is going to lose the air fight. So if he goes for that engage, it's basically he needs to catch the ground army, kill it as quickly as possible, and then run away. Yeah, and I think that's usually a good call. As Zerg overcommit to crushing one half of their army and get the other half on the Remax. Here we go! Here we go! Oh, the feedbacks! He wrecks the Infestors on the left side! Time Warp comes down, Fungal lands, but no Microbial from what I can see. The Immortal Archon, though, does get overrun. The Corruptors dive on top, the Hydras do go down, the Infestors getting blasted, and the Ultras are going to run away. As we said, that's kind of your goal. You want to clear the ground army and then Remax with the units to kill the air, or vice versa. Ultra's going to pull back. How many Ultras did he lose? 3 Ultras. He got 4 Immortals. 7 Archons have gone down. 7 Eye Templar. I think the Infestor losses are what really hurts there, as well as that Viper that died. Just dropping 1 Parasitic Bomb. Ultras are here. Stalker, Tempest, Carrier, Mothership coming forward. We've got the Lings on the left side as well. These units coming forwards. Ultra Ling is going to go for a surround here. The Corruptor count isn't quite here, though. They're still rallying forwards. This might be a little bit of a half-baked engagement for REYNOR. Yeah, the ground fight was good, but he goes in a bit too early with the air. Mass Cannon, can it defend the Ultra Ling swing? The carriers are just going to go deep here. There's only 4 Corruptors right now. He rallied quite a few Corruptors in and got them killed just piecemeal. REYNOR, he's losing so much income right now. He's actually been crushing the ground fights, but it's getting that balance is so hard. As Zerg, if you try to split it 50-50, it's often you lose the ground and the air battle. He overcommits to the ground, but he's overcommitted to the ground 2 fights in a row now. Usually you want to pivot much harder after the first engagement. He made 100 Zerglings after the first fight. Yes, he does damage, but he doesn't have the money to overwhelm. And that was a little bit shocking, wasn't it? That was a little bit shocking. So if we go back in this game, guys... So he'd lost 17 Corruptors. Let's go back before this fight. So he's lost 7... Right, he lost 11 Corruptors. And then, yeah, he'd only rebuilt up to 10, which is not enough. And I feel like, look at this army. What's he got here? Okay, he does actually have a lot of storm energy. There's a bunch of full energy High Templar under there. But it doesn't feel like you need quite... Like, the Zerglings don't do anything? It's unfortunate that these Lings attacked this base. If he had Banelings, that would help as well. He doesn't have Baneling speed or a Baneling nest in this game. It'd actually be better to target this base or run into the natural in the main with these Lings. This base on the edge actually had enough cannons to clean up his Ling counter. And then the Corruptors just came in, like 4, 5, 6 Corruptors, and they all just kind of die. They don't really do anything. And that's just, it just doesn't have the money to compete from there. Honestly, I think after Classic defended the first push, REYNOR was always in a hard spot. But I think the 100 Zergling Remax might not have been it here. It was always going to be tough, though. But he needed a ton of Corruptors to take over that air army. Even if there's some Archons and some Storms, as long as he has like 3 or 4 Ultras there, I think they could clear the ground. And if he had like 20 plus Corruptors, maybe 22 Corruptors for this air army, because that's a very expensive air army. You clear this air army, you're right back into this game. GG, well played though. Classic very decisively counterattacks, kills all of REYNOR's mining bases. And REYNOR knows he's not going to win the game with a few Lings and an Ultra. GG, well played. Alright guys, Classic in the top right of Tourmaline, a smaller map, REYNOR in the bottom left. This is a map where those Roach all-ins can be scary. Likewise, Glaive Adepts can hit a bit harder because they shade across the map so fast. You know what we haven't seen in a long time? I wonder if it still works. Do you guys remember the 4-gate Glaive Adept into 2 Immortal Prism Glaive Adept attack? So you take a third behind the Glaive Adept attack, but you actually just make 2 Immortals and you know, after the Warp Prism, and you basically just pick up the Immortals in the Prism, keep making it, you never stop making Adepts. And then you attack with like 30 Adepts, 2 Immortals, and a Warp Prism. Sometimes you shade up the ramp, drop the Immortals on top of the ramp, and obviously the Immortals kill all the Roaches, the Adepts kill everything else. And catch Zergs off guard. We don't see that very much these days. Might be time to bring it back. Often when a build has been forgotten about, no one's played against it in a while. It's rough. It's harder to deal with. Spawning pool on the right side. 1:20. It's just me, or is that an incredibly late spawning pool, guys? Guys, did REYNOR mess something up in his opening? Oh, did he misplace his hatchery? Is that what I'm seeing, guys? Why is he down 74 resources? Did he misplace his hatchery and have to cancel it to rebuild? Does anyone know how many resources do you lose for that, right? Is it's because I think this is 1 extractor trick plus 1 hatchery cancel, is it not? So I think it's like 67 minerals plus like the 7 for an extractor or something like that. Oh no. This messes his build up, man. These queens are very late. Whew. Yeah, you lose 25%. I don't know what 25% of 275 is, guys. You guys can do the math on that. But, damn. I think he misplaced his hatchery, had to cancel it and rebuild it. We'll check at the end of the game to show that that is very awkward now. So he's just going to this game a few seconds behind on everything. It's not like it's game ending. But in ZvP, and I mean just pro StarCraft in general, very momentum based, it's going to be harder to defend the early Adepts, harder to defend the Oracles. Just a little bit more perfection needed for REYNOR in the next few minutes. Cancelling units does not cost you money. Cancelling buildings does, guys. Always 25%, no matter how complete the building is. Yep. Stargate begins at Oracle. Very typical opening. This time, though, no Stalker to kill the Overlord on the pillar. Funnily enough, REYNOR is sending the Overlord back anyway, in case it is a Void Ray, I guess. Dep's still just poking around. Classic playing safe for the second gate before third base. Only 4 Zerglings so far for REYNOR. So he's playing a little bit light on the defense. Trying to make sure he's kind of hitting everything else as well as he can. First Oracle's just going to guard the third base. Both players playing pretty conservatively. There's nothing wild happening in this early game. Third Nexus goes down. Natural Expand will have an Adept in the wall off. Pylon Nexus goes down on the third. Do we want a Twilight and a Forge next? Looks like he's going to take a third gas at least. Just doesn't quite have the minerals yet. Adept's poking forward. No Zerglings at home. Oh, the classic Zerg mistake. Oh my gosh, he doesn't get the Evo down. Doesn't get the Evo down. He's already lost one drone. Good evacuation with these drones. That guy's exposed though. Doesn't get the Spore down in time. That is very costly. Oracles find a drone on the third as well. It's a disaster, mate. It's very, very bad. He's going to lose at least a bunch more mining time on the natural. The Oracles overcommit, though. They go a bit too deep. The Queens will push them away, dealing some damage. And luckily for Reynor, the Adepts do not focus fire. Nonetheless, massive damage that should not be happening at that moment in the game. Queen's going to come out and put that Oracle deep in the red. He's going to have to return home. And once again, Classic playing triple Oracle. Triple Oracle has massively fallen out of favor, and yet Classic really believing in the power. To me, this commitment consistently to triple Oracle is just begging for a Roach all-in with a Queen drop. Problem, Reynor's had a very bad opening. He's taken massive damage there in terms of mining time. I know it's only a few drones and Zerglings that went down, but the mining time on both main and natural was huge for just 2 Adepts. And the early game was already messed up by the hatchery cancel, so it's really hard to believe in committing to an all-in when you've had a bad early game. A lot of guys will try to just work their way back in, bring the game back later on when they're behind. Third Nexus is there. Gases and batteries going down. Templar Archives is 2/3 of the way done. We've got a whole lot of gateways coming up. It's going to be straight into charge Archon to counter the Ling heavy style that Reynor is known for, and yet Reynor's got a Roach Horn. Reynor's Evo Chamber's not super early. Reynor will drop a Hydra. No! Second Evo Chamber. Whoa! Reynor thinks about playing Hydras and then changes his mind at the last second. Changes his mind at the last second. At the same time, the Oracle's coming on the left, Adepts on the right, 3 drones. Guys, he's going to play double upgrade. Double upgrade Hydraling? Hydraling. Double upgrade Hydraling. Usually double upgrades means Ultras, but for him it's Hydra Zergling. He wants melee and range, and he's going to play that very fast-moving... Oh, Hydra Bane even. Okay, he's going to play a Hydra Baneling with double upgrades. Normally what I don't like about double upgrades is it takes way too long to get going. Reynor has a pretty good economy. The problem with this map is the 4th base in the middle is quite easy for Protoss to defend. Like, they can have an army here and then just defend this angle as well. And an army here kind of defends your natural and your 4th very easily. 2 more drones go down to the Oracles. Classic still finding more and more damage. Grabs another 2 workers with the healthy Oracle, and none of his Oracles have died, guys. Yes, they're all damaged, they're all wounded, but they found good drone kills. That being said, Reynor's still at 80 workers regardless. He's got a 5th base on the right side. I do hope he remembers Baneling speed. We've seen so many players forget Baneling speed in their games, and admittedly, sometimes they're delaying it on purpose. See some Zealots at the front. He's making a few Banelings here for safety. But there we go. Baneling speed gets remembered. Now the only upgrade missing is the Muscular Augments for the Hydras. Stasis does get off, but that's totally fine for Reynor. He does take care of the Oracle, and any Oracle you remove is always a massive boost. Hey, big thanks to the raid, Death Note. Hope you had a lovely stream, mate. Guys, we'll be practicing some Age of Empires a bit later today. But now, though, we are casting a pretty big Zerg versus Protoss match here. Templar Zealot Archon coming forwards. Queen's trying to defend. Oh, watch out, brother. Queen does survive. There's a lot of Storm energy on the front. I like the way Classic's controlling space without overcommitting onto creep. All Zerg units are going to get a movement boost on that creep spread. You got to be really wary of that. Nice Storm to zone the units. Neither player overcommitting just yet, but Classic, as he gets his 4th base up, it's getting really well established. No fleet beacon, no second Stargate, no sign of him committing to the next step. I think he might just try and fight a lot with this army because he's expecting that Hydra Baneling all in from Reynor. And if he can defend it, he knows he'll be in a good spot. He's already got Zealots waiting. When Reynor moves across the map, the Zealots will go in and hit his 5th base. Reynor has split his units up, though. He's aware that this is a very common move for Protoss. So he's already got a quick reaction force ready to deal with it. Reynor might need to loop around from the north and hit this from behind. If he's just attacking from one side, I think this army with the cannons supporting it is going to be really effective. The Zealots, not overcommitting. The Prism is going to actually go down and try and drop into the main. REYNOR anticipated this maneuver. He's in position for it. Hydra movement speed is not quite done. Zealot goes past. Oh, he blows up the Banelings. Nice move. Nice move with the Zealots. Classic, though, does leave the Zealots to get taken out there. This Zealot's going to go in, gets himself a drone. Warp Prism's going to warp in over here as well. Spore Queller's going to try and root on top of that. Doesn't quite manage to. The Lynx around is excellent. Oh, REYNOR distracted, though. Eats a big storm there on the morphing Banelings, or at least the morphing Banelings block the Hydras from retreating. The Archons may be overcommitting, though. Is he going too deep? Classic loses a few Archons here, but he does take out a lot of Zerg units. REYNOR's supply looking excellent. I really still think REYNOR should be looping around from this north as well. If you can get some Lingbane Hydra up here and come in from both sides, it's going to be really hard for Classic to cover everything. That being said, this is a mass Baneling all-in with some Lings and Hydras. Very fragile units against mass Psystorm and Archon. Archon, Psystorm, cannons, stasis traps going down as well. I mean, these are exactly the tools you need as a Protoss player to defend this. And every second that REYNOR waits, this is not getting better for him. It's getting worse. Here we go. Massive engagement. Lingbane Hydra coming in from all sides. Classic's got to keep these High Templar alive in the back. He's falling back, dropping storms. One of his High Templars has already gone down. The Baneling's getting very close. The High Templar do survive, but it looks like REYNOR is overwhelming everything else. The base has been ransacked. He's retreating to the right side where there are some more reserve High Templar with Psystorms available. Zealots warping in. But what an excellent attack at the same time. Zealots do hit the south side. They take out 4 drones. They should be able to kill REYNOR's hatchery. REYNOR gets a base, though, takes out a lot of valuable Protoss units, and an emergency mothership gets called in. She's going to take a very long time to build. And 400 minerals and 400 gas. She's the most expensive unit in the game. But especially against this Hydraling Bane style, she is so good. She can cloak nearby units for a short period of time. She can drop a time warp, which will slow the attack and movement speed of all enemies that try to move through it. And of course, she's just incredibly tanky, and she does a lot of damage spread across 4 different targets. So over time, she'll just absolutely fry all the Lings, Banes, and Hydras. But she's not here just yet. Classic still has to hold on for a while longer. Classic's only on 3 bases. REYNOR's on 4. More Zealots are going to hit on the counterattack at the same time. Those could cause troubles for REYNOR. These Banelings being stuck here is a real problem for him. He does eat a lot of storm damage, but the cannons are starting to get busted through. He's trying to pull back with those Hydras. Oh, he goes forwards! Maybe a bit ambitious. These Zealots come in. The Banelings not quite able to clear them. The Hydras are getting overrun. The Banelings pop out of that. They will take out the High Templar. Can they clear these probes as well? It looks like some of the probes sacrifice themselves to save the rest of the pack. At the same time, 7 drones go down on the counterattack. The Hydras got completely overrun. And Classic holds. REYNOR overcommits. REYNOR got a little bit too desperate there and a little bit too impatient. I understand why. Your opponent's banking energy. The longer you leave him, the more storms he has available. There should be urgency for REYNOR, but too many Hydras on the right side. If he had 8 Hydras on the left as well, I think this is a different engagement. I think if he's got an arc of Hydras on the left and the right, it's a very different fight. I could be wrong, but now Classic has the mothership. He's got the supply advantage. And with REYNOR not even having a 5th base, he doesn't really have much of an income advantage. A bit in the minerals, not much in the gas. And Classic's going to reestablish control of his 4th base. Similar supply always bodes well for Protoss. If Zerg was still maxed out, I'd say it's very dicey for Protoss in this scenario against a 5-base maxed out Zerg. But if you can't deny this 4th, you're not going to get much going on. Like, yes, the main's half mined out of minerals, as is the natural. Most of this army's gas anyway. As long as Classic's mining gas on all of his expansions, he's got an endless amount of Archons and High Templar, which is exactly what he needs. And try and engage that Hydra Bane army. He sees an army gathering in the middle as well. He doesn't want to just leave this base out in the lurch on its own. He's got to keep it defended. Ooh, Hydra Bane. Hydra Bane in the north side. Okay. He's looking for the loop around the north. Army's going to push forward. Can REYNOR punish this with some sort of amazing surround? Perhaps. Got to deal with these Zealots first. Constant Zealot counterattacks. The little run-bys. Very expendable for Protoss. You don't really care about losing Zealots. It's very annoying because against small numbers of Lings and Hydras popping out, they just can't deal with the Zealots. You need a mass of units. You also need to break this position. You need all your units on the front, so Reynor's going to go for one more engage. I think Time Warp absolutely ends him when this fight happens. I think the mixture of Storm, now with 7 Archons buffering for you, just a really tanky front line of Archons, and Time Warp, it's going to be so hard to get through this. Look at that. And he before Reynor can even move in, he's already storming. So Reynor has to stall the whole attack till that storm runs out. And here we go. Reynor's going for it. One last-ditch effort. Time Warp on the northern ramp. Storms are a little bit slow. The storms are very slow. Where the heck? He lands a few of them. But I feel like those storms came in a little bit late. It's a massive battle line of Hydras. The battle lines are being drawn. The Hydra's pulling back here. The Zealots running in. There's so many Zealots. And there's more storms where that came from. Reynor's army looked promising for a moment. But no, Classic was too far ahead. GG, well played. This was the game with the Hatch Council, right, guys? Check. Alright, guys, so just showing that early game. Standard extractor trick. You've lost 6 resources for that. I said 7 before. Should have said 6. He's going to misplace. Always start. He's not in the right position. Over here, brother. He forgot. What happened is he forgot to move out front to check if a probe was coming in, even though his Overlord was watching. And then he's like, oh, crap, got to throw this hatchery down. But he should be a little bit further to the left. He's a bit too far to the right. He realizes that. And then he moves over. Cancels it. Places it again. And that just delays the rest of his build. But that extra 68 minerals there delays his gas, delays his pool. He still goes, and he actually goes to 19 supply. He actually builds 1 too many drones as well. So not only are those drones delayed, but he builds 1 too many drones. So Reynor messed up his build as well. Yeah. Ooh, very sloppy start for Reynor, guys. He'll be kicking himself for this one. Of course, the second thing was he didn't see the Adepts hiding out of Overlord vision. And when Classic saw the Lings come across the map, he went in and paired up the Adepts with the Oracles. Only had 4 Lings on the map, which was already greedy for Reynor. And they went across the map without knowing where the Adepts were. Super dangerous. You only want to move across with your Lings to scout once you already have more Lings in production. So if he comes in as you're moving across the map, you've got Lings popping out to deal with it. Reynor broke that golden rule, which we often do as Zergs when we feel we can get away with it, and we almost always get punished for it. Really nice game here for Classic. All right, guys, going to the next one. Classic in the top left, Reynor in the bottom right. Why didn't Reynor go for any spellcasters in that match? Well, when you play a Hydra Bane, it's a Lair Tech all-in, so there's not really any spellcasters that support that army. You're just trying to overwhelm them with Hydras, Lings, and Banes. It's a Lair Tech army. Technically, you can get Infestors on Lair Tech, but what are they going to do? Block your opponent's units from moving? It's too much gas. You can't really afford it. You'd rather just have more Ling Bane Hydra. It's kind of a mid-game, overwhelming style, coming in from many angles. It's all about having an abundance of units. Generally, you only really see spellcasters against Protoss in late game outside of specific scenarios. If someone builds Void Rays and Colossus, Vipers are going to be amazing. You want to rush Vipers against Colossus because you can abduct them, you can Blinding Cloud the army. You want to rush Vipers against Heavy Phoenix or Void Rays because you can Parasitic Bomb them, which is really good against those Clumped Air units. But Infestors in general are really a late game unit just because like Fungal does good damage against... In ZvZ, if they play Mutiling Bane, Fungal's really good for killing Ling Bane as well as stopping the Mutiling Bane, taking its mobility away. It's really good against Terran Buyer, takes away its mobility, but also does good significant damage against Marines. So Infestors are really good against Terran Buyer always, against Zerg in some situations, just against Mutas. Against Protoss, they're all big tanky units that aren't really that fast. So the Fungal taking their mobility away doesn't matter as much. The damage is inconsequential against chunky Protoss units. It's more late game, you'll get, okay, Fungal to hold them so your Ultras can get on top. It becomes a nice combo. Likewise, Microbial Shroud can be really good with Ultras. And your Parasite can be utterly game-changing, though it's not the most reliable play. It's kind of a Hail Mary, but if you can land it, then your Parasite can turn a game upside down. So you can say this was a greedier start for Classic, guys. Love to see him playing greedy. I just don't think you need to respect Reynor's early aggression in this matchup. I don't think you need to because almost no Zerg all-ins early on pretty much ever. Just doesn't happen. Not at this level. So good idea to play a greedy opening into a very delayed scout. we've got Adept coming out. Does Chrono... Classic's a big fan of the single Chrono and the Gateway. A lot of the European pros tell me this is a complete waste of money. It achieves literally nothing, according to most of them. Might just be a thing for like safety or something. Get across there slightly earlier to see what's happening. But a lot of players say, well, if you're not chronoing two, it's either chrono 2 adepts or don't chrono and just chrono your probes. It's either go economy or go aggressive, whereas this is kind of the half and half. It's here's 1 adept, and it doesn't even force Zerglings, because you're already going to build 2 to 4 Zerglings anyway, so you're not going to build extra upon seeing that adept get chrono boosted. Stalker does come out here. You can see he's patrolling the pillar, so if the Overlord tries to escape on one side when his vision's blocked on the other, like if the Overlord goes to the right now, well, he rotates around. Wait, does he do a full circle? Oh my god, look at this patrol path, guys. How often do you see a patrol path, a single point, but it leads to a full circle? I guess because it's calculating turning around, the time it would take to turn around, so it realizes it's faster to just keep going in a loop. I don't know why that excites me so much, but it does. Please tell me I'm not alone. That's very rare that you patrol between 2 points and the unit just keeps doing a perfect loop. Normally it'll get to 1 point, turn around, go back and go to the others, but that was, I don't know, man, that made me very happy. It's little things in life you got to take pleasure in, guys. Oh my god, this is only a 4-queen opening. Reynor's greed is disgusting. And he's going to go +1 melee. Now, for some reason, guys, we haven't seen Glaive Adepts recently. Just no one does Glaive Adepts. Everyone stopped doing it. And the Zergs have started doing a lot better in this matchup since the Protoss stopped doing it. I know I've been ranting about this in my Rogue casts, that Rogue rushes melee Zerglings pretty much every game, gets away with it every time because no one plays Glaives. Classic was the guy who used to win so many games with Glaives. And even he's not going to do it. He's just going to go charge. Actually, he's even going Blink this time. Bad matchup for him into the +1 melee. I like that Evo chamber being hidden in the back. You see, if you look at Classic's vision, so far back, he didn't see the evolution chamber, which would have told him that this is a Zergling play, and he probably would have played charge if he knew that. Oracle's going to rotate north. Very quick Templar Archives. Obviously, that's for Archons, not Storm. If he made Storm on that straight away, that would be wild. Lair begins at 510. 4th base goes down. Bailey Nest's on the way as well. Pretty solid play here for Reynor. He's not cutting too many corners. He does get the Bailey Nest. Even though he played low on queens initially, he's now got 5. And he built 3 spores pretty early. Does he actually commit to the Zealot Archon pressure, guys? He's already taking 6 gas with no delay. He's morphing in High Templar. I think he's going to make Archons. Surely 2 Archons, a few Zealots, and go for a little... Actually, no, because he's playing Blink, not Charge. So it is insanely fast Storm. Oh, my lord. Roachhorn goes down for Reynor. Whoa, that's such a late Roachhorn. What the hell? Because he saw the High Templar. He thinks he's playing against Zealot Archon. But it's actually Blink. Oh, Reynor gets tricked by seeing those High Templar. Look at this. Look at this. He's faking Charge. He shows him a few Zealots and some High Templar, but it's actually Blink. So Classic's almost trying to bait a Roachhorn in here. Oh, mind games, baby. Mind games. Spy goes down at 610. Not a bad call. We'll need gases on your 4th. Now, the reason Spire doesn't really make sense here is Reynor's expanding towards his opponent, guys. But Spire gets scouted instantly anyway, so I guess he was never going to commit to it anyway. Uh-oh. Oh. 2 queens can't kill it. I think you need 3. Oh, no, he does kill it. Well done. Very well done. Oh, mate, was that the Oracle cancelling the stasis? I'm not sure which one. All right, guys. Storm is finished. Classic's going to expand forwards. And your base is literally right next to his base. I mean, this is demented. This base location is actually demented for Reynor. If Reynor ever tries to swap to a defensive game, this 5th base is absolutely the first thing to go. But, hey, if you're doing a Ravagerling Bane all-in, why not? And to be fair, the Spire gets spotted, so Classic's building a Stargate. He might start... If he starts building Phoenix here, he's making cannons in his main. I'm surprised he's not making cannon in his natural. So he's worried right now about the Mute attack. Now, he sees the gold base, and he's like, what the hell? How dare you build this here? What the hell, man? It's crazy greed. Reynor's going for roaches, trying to come forward right now. It's a massive amount of roaches. 28 roaches with +2 melee. What in the world is this? Honestly, I want to see REYNOR just send his whole army up here, loop around this side, and hit the natural. Like, Classic is clearly creating a defensive bastion in the middle of the map. Yeah, just go around with like 2/3, maybe 3/4 of your army, I feel like. You bust into that natural, you get in the main and natural, you can do crazy damage. 3 cannons in the main, guys. Or 2 cannons in a battery, I should say. Just because he really thinks mutas are going to fly in there at some point. Still nothing on the natural, though. Now, you want to send the roaches in first, because they're much slower. Classic hasn't seen it. Here we go. First reveal. REYNOR tries to attack the front at the same time. The Roachling is going to take these Stalkers out very nicely. And look at that. He forces a recall. Main army jumps in the front at the same time. One High Templar is here on the front. Needs to land some storms. The Roachling goes on top and kills all the High Templar. The moment they recall, they all die. The High Templar on the front never got a storm off because he was too busy looking elsewhere. REYNOR jumping in with reckless abandon. And with the Ravagerling attack on 2 sides, he's doing very well. Honestly, I think the Ravagers might be able to fight this, especially with the Ling rally. He runs some Lings in the main, but there's 2 cannons and a battery there, so they hold on just fine. 22 probes have gone down. Classic already taking catastrophic damage. He's trying to play Fleet Beacon right now as well. But look at these Roaches and Lings doing so very much. And if he can kill this base now with a set of Biles in the middle of those cannons, which he will, this base is pretty much done for. A few Archons and Stalkers will try to defend. The Archon starter set was really nice there for Classic. But the Lings are in the mineral line with +2. The Ravager's doing well. This base in the natural tries to get probes transferred back to it, but that's not enough. Infestation Pit goes down behind this. Rain is already preparing for the next step. The Ravagers are getting jumped on, but there's Queens and Roaches here as well. These Ravagers move back. The Queens transfuse them now that they are on creep. At the same time, the natural is still dying behind this. I cannot believe it. The Roach Ravager on the front overwhelming these Stalkers, and Classics just bleeding out too many of these valuable Stalkers. Stalkers are not cheap. They cost almost 200 resources, and it looks like REYNOR is going to force this to a Game 5. An action-packed series so far. You can see the units lost tab. What was that? Almost 2,500 in favor of Zerg. Wow. Yeah, that attack on the natural, especially with this expansion towards the Protoss, actually opened this angle up, because it really brought Classic's focus to this front side. Biles going down. He eats quite a bit of storm there, does REYNOR, but the Biles landed in the middle of all those Stalkers. He got into the natural then again at the end as well. If we go back a few seconds, you're going to see yet another Ling run by, gets in the natural. So that's just the final cherry on top of the cake. That was going to finish that game. Very nice game there for REYNOR, guys. Really well played. What a fascinating pivot there into the heavy Roach Ravager Zergling. Haven't seen that in a while, with +2 melee as well. GG, well played. All right, the entire series is going to be decided here, guys. REYNOR in the top right, Classic in the bottom left. And what build orders will we go for on match point? It's going to be interesting. I think Glaive Adepts would be nice. That's because I think no one does it. It would be good. I wouldn't mind an actual Muta play for REYNOR as opposed to kind of the fake one in the last game. I do wonder if he was always planning for that to be a fake, with that Spire placement not being too difficult to scout. Or if it was a reaction to the Spire getting scouted, playing the way he did. It's a crazy defensive build for Classic though, wasn't it? It was so fast on the Size Storms. Honestly, I think he had the tools he needed to defend that build. It's just about vision and having enough map control and map vision to see it coming, which he did not have. I do feel maybe a more standard 4th would have actually been a little bit more reliable for him. Probe's going to come across. We'll see, of course, a pretty standard hatchery first build. It should be an 18 gas, 17 pool as the more standard way of playing, as opposed to that odd mistake that REYNOR made earlier with 19 gas into 18 pool. Gateway at home. Pulled one off minerals onto gas, very typical. Pulls one off gas to build the Nexus. And let's see how REYNOR handles this. So far, so good, but this probe's not done yet. He needs to keep this drone here. Very good micro. He needs to get that one there now. Good micro, but it's the middle patch that's getting messed up now. That's where they get you. Because now he's got 3 drones stacked on this patch. They're all going to derp out. It's bouncing between the patches. He's just going to make these drones go haywire. REYNOR's counter micro has been excellent so far, though. Oh, he's handled this near perfectly. A little bit of mining time getting wasted, but REYNOR Very prompt to fix it. Trick is, though, once the probe leaves, that's the most important time, is to fix it once the probe is done, which is going to be any second now. In fact, I'd love to see the drones attack the probe as well. Probe's now mined some minerals, so now's the most important time to make sure your drones are all fixed up. You can see there's 3 workers on this patch here, guys. So he needs to grab one of those and put it on this patch here. Hey, Deadhand, thank you so much for the gifted subs, mate. Really appreciate you. Pretty close series here, guys. I gotta say, I know REYNOR gets pretty annoyed when he's playing against Classic because he knows Classic is just such a... I think he just says, you know, Classic just plays properly. He knows how to use Defender's Advantage. He puts you in a position where you kind of have to gamble and hope to catch him with a surprise because of the way he plays. But REYNOR is not making things easy for himself by rarely fixing the workers. To micro so hard early game, but then only have 1 worker on this patch and 3 on this, it adds up. Small thing, but it adds up. And there's just little things like that you stack that often can make games a bit easier for yourself. So just a small thing that does impact the performance. Overlord will get to the pillar. As long as the Oracle goes there, though, Classic should be able to deny it. Really prioritizing keeping REYNOR in the dark, isn't he? Now, this one definitely will not be a full circle. He's just going to turn around from there and go back and forth. Making sure the Overlord doesn't have much of an avenue to escape. Could actually go this way. If he went that way on the high ground, he'd be fine. But the Oracle's here. It's a little bit too late. The Stalker will take care of him. 4 more Zerglings are building. 2 Lings on the right side running past the Adept. They will see the 3rd Nexus down there. Overlord does go down. Adept's getting a shot off on these Zerglings. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Ooh, Oracle doing some good damage. Zergling does get taken out. Okay, Queen's going to move to the left side. Drone's moving over to the 3rd. Twilight has started up. 4 gases. No wall off just yet, guys. Twilight and 4 gas and Forge before a 2nd gateway. You got to love it. Just that confident greed. As long as you always have an Oracle at home, you should be fine. But actually, he's only played 2 Oracles this game. 2 Adepts in behind the 3rd base should be solid. Oh, careful, careful, careful. Oh, that's rough. Spore timing was not ready. 3 drones do go down. Oracle doing good damage. Zergling takes it. Did I say that? I don't know what I'm talking about. Sometimes words come out that are not the correct unit names. Sometimes I'll call Classic Hero and REYNOR Serral as well, just to mix things up. Yeah, this is a best of 5, guys. This is match point. It's a group stage game here in Maestros of the game. Roachhorn is on the way, as is the Lair. REYNOR's been mostly scouted so far. It is not going to be Blink. It's going to be Charge into Archons again. I can't tell what REYNOR's plan is yet. He's not really giving away any clear tells. Just no Evo, no Baneley Nest tells us it's almost certainly not going to be Hydra Bane. Evo Chamber goes down now. There's kind of... This feels to me like either Muters or Lurkers. Like Hive Tech Lurkers. I'm not sure which one it is. Classic, he's just going to play Storm and then try to secure a 4th while making sure he doesn't get surprised by anything. He's got the advantage. He knows the late game favors him. It's all about not getting surprised by whatever REYNOR throws his way. +1 range beginning. Is REYNOR going to 8 gas Ravager max this? He might do the Basilisk all in. If we see him take these 2 gases, there's a Basilisk 8 gas Ravager attack. REYNOR, Solar, a bunch of the pros I've talked to about this say it doesn't really work very well with the new Storm, but so far just 6 gases and no tech. This feels very Dark coded right now. Dark would just sit on Roach Tech for like 5 minutes, to the point where the opponent would assume he's teched up and then he'd just go all in with Roaches. Surprising success rate with it. Things come in, grab 2 probes, very nicely done. Can kill the Zealot as well if there's no energy recharge. Hey, brilliant trade. Ooh, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Oh, you're going to lose that. Okay, the Oracle barely survives. Great reactions by REYNOR so far. He's doing nothing but building roaches. Nothing but roaches in this game. Oracle number 1 goes down. Number 2 going out behind the third. 3 queens are waiting for it. Can they put a lot of damage on it? Nope, because Classic's watching. Sees a lot of drones. That's a fake transfer. It's a fake transfer, but he sees roaches and he sees quite a few of them. Oh, REYNOR should have been hiding this roach rally over here, and these guys should have been rallied like maybe over down here or something. Oh, he's showing his mass. He's showing his mass. This is way too obvious. Uh-oh. So now Classic should know. Cannons, batteries, Immortal, Stalkers, and even maybe one more High Templar for Storm. He sees so many roaches. You got to send drones past this. You have to fake transfer drones to make it look like you're building drones. He's just transferring 2 because it's out of minerals, but I really think REYNOR, he's going to take 7 gas. He is going to be going for an Overlord to clean up the Oracles with the Queens. The Oracle's seeing too much, though. It's seeing too many roaches popping out. It's not seeing drones. You need to be doing fake drone transfers to make it look like you're producing here. Otherwise, he's not going to be surprised. Roaches jump on top of these Zealots. They take a decent fight. Zealots actually killing quite a few roaches, though. I don't know if this is a good fight for REYNOR. I think he thought he had the numbers there. I was kind of surprised by how many there were. I should have been stutter stepping that from earlier. Then again, perhaps any fight is a good fight for REYNOR in this game. Uh-oh, Lings do need to divert to deal with the Adepts. It's go time. Here comes the Overlord fleet. He's going to go across the map. Classic's going to try and defend with Storm and Stalkers. He's not probed his 4th base too much. He's got 2 Immortals out, which are really going to help against a massive Roach army. And these 5 High Templar with 10 Psy Storms between them will be absolutely excellent. Goes forward there. Does land a juicy Storm. REYNOR, lots of Ling Roach on the left. He's got to go up and hit the natural. It's all about the wraparound here. Creep Tumor would be excellent. He will put 1 down. The Oracle's going to fall if it stays there any longer. Storms have been baited and he's going to run in now. But look at the spread. Look at the spread of units. Classic. He senses ahead of time. The Roach Ravager dive and kill a bunch of High Templar. The Roach is trying to run in. REYNOR was not really paying attention to the Roach Ling. They almost all got massacred. They do get a few roaches inside the main, but there's cannons in there as well. Roach Ravager coming forwards. 4th base could go down, but I don't know if a 4th base kill is enough here for REYNOR, as he does not have any follow-up tech. No Spire, no Infestation, nothing like that. He gets 5 probes and does some damage. He does catch a stray Immortal on the right side. Classic with a misstep. That Robo must be on the 3rd base. Yes, it is. That Robo's on the 3rd base. That's why that guy rallied in from such an awkward angle. It is indeed the Basilisk all in with only 7 gas rather than the normal 8. He's going to look to get Ravager efficiency. The single Roach is still there. Looks like Classic pulled his units away accidentally. You can transition off of this as REYNOR, but you need more damage first. He needs more damage. Takes out another Immortal. The Archons and Immortals do take big damage to the heavy Biles. It's the Storms, though, that zone this army so well, and he eats a lot of Storm damage there. Creep on the front line going to help out. He will take care of the 4th. He's got to send everything else home to defend these Zealot run-bys, while these guys look to try and pick off Classic's units using Superior Micro. Great Biles. Gets himself another Immortal, but he eats a gigantic Storm. Oh! Roach Zergling will deal with this. No melee on the Zerglings, which means they do get chewed up by the Zealots. Oh my lord. Oh my lord! Oh, the Zerglings are nearly worthless against these Zealots. The Roaches, of course, do okay, though. Ravager's going to run in here. He could kill the Robo. Honestly, Biles right there on that corner. Killing the Robo and the Cannon would have been nice. He gets a Gateway. The Stalker's blinking forward, realizing these Ravagers have no support, and they could blink again. Oh my god, Classic might just YOLO this. Classic eats big Biles. If he stays there, he has to stutter step backwards. But, ooh, okay, the Biles do start to punish him a little bit for his ambitious move forward. Classic only on 3 base. We are going to see an Infestation pit here for REYNOR. REYNOR can squeeze 10 more drones out. I think he'd be a bit happier. I think keep making Ravagers. Keep yourself up at about 15 Ravagers. But drone up, take a 5th base, which he's already got a 5th base. Most importantly, deal with these Roaches deal with these Zealot run-bys. He misses it. He misses it. The Zealots get by him. That's it. That's annoying. Doesn't want to be distracted for such long periods of time. If he got that Robo and cut the Immortal production out, this would have been massive. Oh, REYNOR let his guard down. He barely missed those Zealots, and that could be a massive mistake here. I've seen REYNOR come back with Mass Ravager many times before. Will he be able to do it again? We'll have to find out. Queen Micro is back. The Zerglings will save her. 5 drones going down there. REYNOR now pushed into the defensive. He's on a Mass Ravager defense against 8 High Templar, 3 Immortals, and 26 Blinkstalkers. +2 attack, +3 on the way. Stalker's blinking forward. Got to be careful. The Observer's almost dead. The Roach Ravager eating some big storms, though. They've got to pull out of it, and they do. Very good pullback. REYNOR keeps missing these Zealots coming down the left side. That's a real problem. Every time he barely misses it. Oh, that's so frustrating. REYNOR now building Hydras, but he doesn't have Groove Spines. Hydras are nearly worthless in this situation. I think he's just going to try and morph them straight into Lurkers. Roaches run in, catch an Immortal on the rally. Very nicely done. Drones on the 4th get caught. So much micro needed to defend on the front, but that means his 4th base is getting ransacked. REYNOR, his 3rd base now in troubles. The Zealots get in there. He's going to lose control of his 5th. He's going to lose a bunch of drones on his 3rd, and his 4th base is taking damage as well. He does get in with some Roaches, but the cannon is there. Yes, the cannon will go down. He doesn't have Burrow, though, with another cannon inside the main base. A big Stalker warping. I think Classic's going to deal with that just fine. It looks like Classic may indeed have weathered the storm. REYNOR here mixing things up in the final game. I don't think it was a bad build choice for him. Classic defending the big run-by and the natural choke point. The Lings and Roaches earlier was so big, and his Zealot run-bys have just found him so much value down that left side. Stalker, Immortal High Templar coming forwards. Ravager Hydra Lurker over there. And counterattack's going to try and find some magic, but there is a cannon on that 4th. He doesn't know about the 4th. He finds himself an Immortal, but he's actually not watching, so he runs straight past it. What an awkward encounter that was. He does realize, I think, and sends the Zerglings back, but they miss it. Meanwhile, Lurker's getting pushed through. The Stalkers blink on top of the Lurkers. REYNOR has to tap out. And that is a huge problem. I mean, it's all about Classic just layering his defense. It's all about him layering that defense, guys. I really thought if these units got in, that'd be huge, but he spread his units backwards, didn't clump everything up, and yes, he loses a lot of High Templar there, but he kills a lot of Roach Ravager with the Storms at least, and more importantly, shuts these guys down. I mean, really well played. I think from here, there was still a chance for REYNOR after he killed this 4th, but it's very hard to keep vision on the left in a game like this. Maybe he needed to send an Overlord or something over there. If he dealt with his Zealot counterattacks a little bit more crisply, he might have been able to stay in control. Maybe if he got the Robo with the Biles as well, that also would have taken the big power units out of Classic's army build. Might have given him a chance. But hats off to Classic, guys. The defensive Protoss God does it again. He is very good at playing that correct, defensive, efficient style, and he manages to take out REYNOR 3-2. GG, well played. Alright, well, if you guys enjoy series where Protoss powerhouses put down a wall, they dig in the trench, and they defend the swarm of Zerg, then don't forget to support the channel. You guys can like, subscribe, comment, and if you want to go the extra mile, check out our Patreon. Links down below in the description. And a special thanks to everyone who's already over there, getting some awesome perks, and, of course, supporting the channel, allowing me to continue doing what we do over here. Big thanks to everyone here on the Wall of Bacon, but especially Pete and N, Dragos R, and Oko H, our conductors of the D-Town Express this month. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, and good night.